Hey folks, and welcome back to Glenn and Adrian's Rock Talk. That's Adrian.
And that's Glenn.
And today we return to the warning at Roxy Fest 2018 in Guadalajara, Mexico. This happened on April 21st of that year. It's another one of those shows we just kind of stumbled on and said, you know, there's some good footage here. There's some good sound here, and it looks like a pretty ferocious performance. So this is a month before Hell in Heaven Festival, which we went through in its entirety a couple months ago. So I'm looking forward to this one. The camera's up close, and the sound isn't bad. It's not perfect, but it's not bad. We saw them start this show off with a cover of Queen's We Will Rock You, going into Unmendable. So today we're looking at Exterminated and 21st Century Blood. Adrian, what were your thoughts when you saw the previous segment?
We Will Rock You. That was a great way to start the show. Unmendable was very darn good as well.
Yeah, certainly very promising.
Yeah.
So we asked viewers what they thought, if we should keep going with this show, and the answer was yes, please keep going. So we're going to keep going. Here's Exterminated. We'll stop after this one before going into the next one, and we'll discuss a little bit. Okay? Let's go ahead and check this out.
Estamos súper contentos de estar aquí con ustedes hoy. Queen es una de nuestras bandas favoritas y que nos ha inspirado bastante a hacer lo que hacemos hoy en día, entonces estamos muy felices de ser parte de este festival y de este tributo a Queen. Gracias. Esta siguiente canción se llama Exterminated.
What'd you think, Adrian?
Oh, that was a great performance. All of the I noticed the bass drum has some overdrive distortion on it.
Yeah. I remember this is somebody's phone that we're getting the sound from.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, that explains it then. You know, the fills with the double bass and toms, you can really hear the clipping.
Yeah, she switched to the double bass for that very last chorus. Interesting, I was also noticing the stuff on stage and how it was mic'd and all of that. I noticed that Danny's using a Marshall stack this time around. However, it's also got the crisscross microphones that you noticed in a previous show.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
When we saw Powder Copper Bullets, you noticed that, and that was the same year. So, yeah, I don't know why they set up the mics like that, but there must be a reason. Maybe it's more compact that way. The performance itself was really cool to see. We're getting a nice clear picture, which is nice. But they slammed through that song, sounded wonderful.
Yeah.
So, okay, why don't we move on to 21st Century Blood, see how that goes.
Alrighty.
Nice. What'd you think, Adrian?
Oh, that was awesome. The crowd is huge. Danny plays the guitar well enough. There's no need for flashy guitar acrobatics and such.
Well, let's talk about that for a moment. Did you notice, and you could really tell during the second verse, the second part of the verse, she's singing kind of a complicated line, do 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 do, which has its own rhythm, and then she's also playing the guitar line under it, do 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 do.
Oh, yeah.
Simultaneously, all right? It's a brain split. It's just like if she were a drummer or something, I mean, she's concentrating on two totally different things at once.
Yeah.
So kudos to her for that, because I don't think she gets enough credit for stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the notes still sound like belong.
This is the arrangement that they came up with as the band, and yeah, she's carrying it out well. I don't really understand people that think she's, she isn't good at guitar or whatever. It's like, no, she's doing a lot of stuff, man. That's the thing, and more than most people realize, I think. It looks to me like all of the gear up there is probably rented. We mentioned the Marshall stack. I don't think that's a normal part of Danny's equipment. Pau's playing a drum kit that's got the Yamaha logo right on the front of the bass drum, and she doesn't have any kits that are Yamaha kits as far as I know, and nor does she have a skin like that. Allie has an Ampeg. It looks like an 8x10, but it just so happens that even though that's what she has anyway, it's also one of the most popular configurations for any bass player out there playing rock music is the Ampeg with the 8x10. That's like a standard piece of gear. Like any rental place worth their salt is going to have at least one of those in stock all the time. So yeah, it's all rented gear, it sounds like, because they went to Guadalajara, which is a significant distance from Monterrey. They had to fly there, most likely. It was kind of a one-off gig. At this point in their history, they were only playing at one gig every few weeks. So the previous gig before this one would have been on April 3rd in Monterrey. That's when they were opening for the Killers, as a matter of fact. That was 2.5 weeks earlier, and their next gig wasn't for 2 more weeks, and that was the Hell in Heaven Festival. And that was in Mexico City. So chances are it's long enough. I mean, they're not going to stay on the road. They're going to go home. That's the thing. If you're going to take a plane, you don't want to take your gear. So they just rented it once they got there.
Pau has the energy of 10 million batteries in this one, giving the Energizer Bunny a run for his money.
Yep. Really, they all do. But yes, Pau for sure. Pau's like a lit firecracker,
Yeah.
Well done. So we will continue looking at more of this show. It sounds pretty explosive, kind of along the lines of a lot of these great Warning shows from back in the day.
Sure was loud.
As it should be. As it should.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, folks, why don't you let us know what you thought of this? And if there's any details you think we missed, please leave those below, along with any suggestions you have for the future. All right, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And if you enjoyed the presentation, please subscribe. All right, thanks so much for joining us on this today, and we will catch you on the next one. Take care, folks.
See you all later.